In the first state capture inquiry report, Bain Company has been implicated in misconduct relating to its dealings with the South African Revenue Service. The report reveals that the consultancy firm met with former President Jacob Zuma and former SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane before it was signed up as a consultant. Following these revelations, Public Interest SA has lodged a formal criminal complaint against the Boston-based multinational. Well, the chairperson of Public Interest South Africa, Tebogo Khaas, joins me now. Tebogo, good evening and thank you for your time. Firstly, tell us more about the organization Public Interest SA. Who are you and what exactly do you do?
Yeah, thank you for that and good evening, Kathy. You know, Public Interest SA was founded, or rather I founded, about 3 years ago, and primarily for the purpose of interceding on matters relating to constitutionalism. Broadly, we just say we want to defend constitutionalism, and that means things like the rule of law is one of the key aspects that we look at. One of the other things also relates to access to ICTs. We want social justice insofar as that is concerned. We want to also ensure that issues like security, information security, whether it's POPI, protection of proprietary information in the public domain, internet access, and so forth. We are still very much at our infancy. As you would imagine, the pandemic had its own ideas as to how we must change whatever it is that we had set out to do. But be that as it may, we have been interceding, sometimes quietly, but in this instance, we decided to go publicly insofar as this matter relating to the part 1 of the Zondo report.
All right, so a relatively new institution or organization, rather, trying to take on some of the issues that are within the South African public space. Tell us about what exactly you want to happen in the case of Bain and the findings that the Zondo Commission of Inquiry has made against Bain.
Yeah, first of all, we as a country, we owe a debt of gratitude to those who rose up and stood up against the evil of against the evil that was those who wanted to subvert the constitution and our democracy for their own selfish interests. And that is one thing that actually attracted us insofar as this issue is concerned. And also, we also owe it upon ourselves as a society to, as far as possible, make some redress insofar as those who are affected directly or indirectly by when those fingered wage litigations or other nefarious actions to make their lives and livelihoods unpleasant. So to the extent that many have lost houses, some we know have lost their livelihoods, their employment. I don't have to mention names. Some had to relocate and live in hiding. Some had to undergo medical and other treatment related directly to their work, which we now appreciate, whose fruits we now appreciate. So what we're saying is that it is well and good that we've expended over R1 billion to unearth the truth insofar as state capture is concerned. And we are grateful for those who, in spite of the threats that they were faced with, availed themselves to go on and tell the truth or share their knowledge of what happened with the commission. But that being the case, we're saying we need to do something or request or expect that the commission or government, in this instance the president, because he's the one who will be receiving the report, to do something to try and alleviate the hardship that has been placed on those who actually made it possible for the Zondo Commission to be a success. And to the extent that those who benefited from corruption and state capture, they are well-resourced, they are living large, some of them outside of this country, some of them we see them around here, and they are unaffected. And to the extent that the NPA itself is taking its time to actually to act on the reports, not only on the Zondo Commission, but going back to even the Newzroom Commission, which made it clear at the time still that there was something fishy, something not so good with regards to the Bain and SARS arrangement.
So you want greater protection and greater resources made available for the people who effectively acted as whistleblowers in some instances and may have lost their jobs and their livelihoods in the process. This support, do you want it to come from Bain? Do you want it to come from government? And, you know, if you can just clarify that for me.
Yeah, and thanks for asking that question, because it's at the core key, or I mean, it's at the heart of what we are trying to establish. What we are trying to do is to say, thanks to the whistleblowers. Now we know McKinsey did something wrong. They admitted it. They paid back some money. Fine. But we need reparations. We need to ensure that there is money that is set aside, either from the proceeds, the recovered proceeds of crime, you know, or the money that's been clawed back from inflated contracts. And, you know, we need to be able to establish, government should establish a whistleblower support fund to try and ease the pain. But that is one aspect. The setting up of the whistleblower fund is one thing that we took out. What we want is social justice, not just social justice, but also justice insofar as reparations by the likes of Bain. And if people have to go to jail, so be it. But that's not what or who we are. That's for the NPA to pursue criminal matters against those fingers. So insofar as Bain is concerned, we're saying Bain is behind a lot of things. In fact, after we launched this, or we came out with regards to this whistleblower fund, we've been inundated by some individuals who are now open, who are coming out to be open up to tell us what Bain has done elsewhere, not just at SARS, or let me rephrase it, what Bain allegedly has done elsewhere, not just at SARS. And it is worrisome that we have Bain still operating in South Africa, in government, earning millions, if not billions of rands from the fiscus, money that we need to address things. And also one important thing to do is that we also appeal to big corporates. And in this instance, I'll even mention a formation such as a Business Leadership South Africa, who I believe Bain is a member, having been suspended and reinstated. We need them to actually walk the talk. We challenge them to say, what is it that makes Bain's crime so less serious that they're allowed to still benefit from the networks, from the infrastructure that is placed at their behest to continue doing business in South Africa, and not only South Africa, across Africa.
All right, let's leave it there for this evening. Public Interest SA chairperson Tebogo Khaas, and of course, Bain Company has responded to part one of that report, basically describing that while they support the work of the Commission, they've described the findings of the Commission as a mischaracterization of the work and the role that they played at SARS, and that they also deny that they willingly or knowingly supported state capture at SARS or any other state institution.